Okay, today is October the 23rd, 2015. This is a part 3 follow-up for this Hurricane Patricia. Patricia has moved on shore about 7 hours ago. It's around 4 p.m. Pacific that storm made landfall. And right now, let's go look at the hurricane map. Right now, Patricia is a Category 2 storm. Just in the last hour, they updated this website. It was a Category 4 up until just about an hour or so ago. It's now a Category 2 with 100-mile-per-hour winds, 970 millibar core pressure. So the storm's pressure is raised almost about 100 millibars, well, about 90 millibars in the last day. But it is moving northeast at 20 miles per hour. So it's moving very fast across the state here, or rather the country of Mexico, up into Texas. All right. So anyway, I hope there isn't too much damage down there. Let's look at the water vapor map here for a second. This is the Northeast Pacific water vapor loop, and it looks like Hurricane Olaf right here is being targeted. We can see some disruption in the eye of that storm, the core. There is some different colorations there, and you do see what looks like a blast pattern out here on this side of the storm. The storm is moving northeast, and we can see the tail is actually starting to merge with this moisture field here. And of course, this is that storm off of California, and this moisture field could help feed this. But there is no rain in the forecast according to Channel 4 News. This guy named Fritz Coleman does the weather, and he didn't even show us this picture of this storm. He just was telling us that we're going to have 90-degree temperatures, and we get to see a very narrow window of satellite view, which is about what I'm showing there. They didn't even show us this area right out here with this storm. They don't show us this ever. Okay, I find that amazing because that's important news to know that storm after storm are being blocked. And this guy Fritz Coleman, he refers to chemtrails as wispy clouds. Today we had wispy clouds. We had chemtrails all day long here in Southern California, and that was engineered to cause an inversion layer over this moisture field, which prevents the rain. So the chemtrails stop the rising air. They prevent the rising air. You got to have moisture and lift to get rain. And so these chemtrails, they stop the lift, and that's what's happening here. So we had a lot of aerosol chemtrails spraying today in Los Angeles, and that prevented the rain. It was dry and warm. And right now at 11:45, we've got very light Santa Ana winds. The humidity is around 31%. The dew point is about 49%, or rather 49 degrees, pardon me. And we've got 71-degree temperatures right now at about quarter to 12. All right. So we've got this moisture field moving down here. We've got this transmitter right on the heels of this front, winding hot air into that core. And we have the remnants of Patricia moving on shore. But we still have Olaf to deal with, and that's going to move right towards the west coast here. Let's go ahead and look at the jet stream. I only have half of it posted tonight, but we can see a little bit of it. And we can see these arrows are moving right into California, right here. We've got high pressure indicated here. There's no arrows right in this area. That's high pressure. All right, right there is the center of that high, pretty much. But we do have a lot of arrows moving right into the west coast here. So if we go back again and look at the this map here, the conditions are favorable for rain, and so that's why we're seeing these chemtrails, because a decision was made to stop the rain from this system. A decision was made to send these planes out spraying our skies to prevent the lift, which is necessary for rain. We've got moisture, but we don't have lift. Okay, so the chemtrails prevent the lift, they cause the inversion layer, and all those clouds just they dissipate. The relative humidity drops significantly as a result, and so that's what happens. And here we are. This is the infrared loop. We can see these moisture fields merging, but there is high pressure right here. We were just looking at that. Let's go back to it one more time. We have high pressure right here from this HARP transmitter, right on the tail of that spinning low, and that is all through here. And we look at the when we look at the infrared loop, once again we can see the result of that high pressure is breaking up all this moisture. Watch that right there. This hurricane's moisture field is moving right into that dry area, and we see the evaporation right here. Okay, that's intentional. This should be feeding a rain system right into California. They're preventing that. Apparently they think that's too much rain or too dangerous or something, yet they let this category 6 or 7 hurricane plow right into Mexico. So anyway, okay, here's the East Pacific. This is a close-up of Olaf over here and Patricia right here. A lot of thunderstorms down here. There is a blast pattern on this hurricane right here, so they are hitting it. Some of these cells they are targeting, but it's a little late. All right, there is the infrared loop. Core diminishes significantly when it moves on shore, but there's still a lot of rain in that system. But this will be the one to watch now, Olaf. This is going to move north, and it should catch the jet stream. They're going to have fun with that one, trying to re-steer it, blow it apart. We'll have that here. If they blow the thing apart, we'll see it right here, and we'll put it up on for everyone to see. Okay, here's the SSEC map. We can see a very well-defined core right here. Lots of chemtrails all through here. You can see them being laid out right here and all over the place. They're all through here, and that is going to prevent the rain. All right. So all you newcomers that have seen these videos, share this with your friends. You won't hear this on TV. What you hear on TV is that this is all climate change. This is climate change, and it's from fossil fuels. But in fact, what's happening is that there are a lot of countries using these transmitters for weather manipulation. So the Earth is not naturally, the human race is not allowing these storms to dump rain, and so there's a lot of water vapor in the air. A lot of because of the fact that these transmitters are not allowing these storms to dump the rain that they need to dump. We got chemtrails that are preventing rain, and we have transmitters that are destroying the cores of these storms and re-steering them and so on. It's very complicated, but it's not really that complicated. It's covert weather warfare, I believe. And here's a shot of the western U.S. We get a size, we get a good idea of the size of this storm right here. It's very large. It's the size of this portion of the country right here, and that may be the reason they're blocking this. It's just too big to allow it to come in. Storms in the 70s, if we could find reruns of the weather from the 1970s, they never had storms this size. This is a freak, just like Patricia down here, which formed into a category 7 hurricane in about 30 hours. All right. Let's go look at the, this is the infrared loop. All right, so there's plenty of rain in this system, but they're blocking it. It's going to go up and hit Vancouver, it looks like, and Washington. Okay, let's look at the pressure maps. Now, here is the sea level pressure. We've got wind, a little bit of wind now in the foothills. We've got a high indicated all through here and right over here. So this low is completely cornered by two highs. This is kind of like what happened with Hurricane Joaquin off of Florida here about 3 weeks ago. If you guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen the videos from September 30th to October 5th that I've made, check them out, because they completely cornered Joaquin with two high pressures, and they stalled the hurricane in place for about 3 or 4 days, and it sat there spinning. I think it was a Category 4, and it just raised all kinds of hell with South Carolina. The moisture flow was just nonstop for 3 or 4 days, and uh, you know, the network television weather puppets were telling us that the storm was going to go north, and it didn't. It stayed right in place, and there was a ship that went out of South Florida down into towards Puerto Rico. It was lost at sea in 35-foot seas because of incorrect weather information. This is the kind of thing that's going on, folks, and so people have to start tuning in, turning off the television set and watching some of this stuff online, because you'll get a lot more interesting and truthful stuff on the internet than you will on television, although the people on television would have you believe otherwise. They want you to believe that you can't trust anything you hear on the internet. All right. Okay, so here's the 500 millibar. We see that low pressure, the trough here. This was supposed to move in, but there's so much high pressure in here that I think this is all going to be blocked, and this will move up and over. And there's all these chemtrails, so my forecast is just for hot weather and chemtrails. That's pretty much it. This should be bringing rain. If there was no chemtrails and no transmitters, we'd be getting tons of rain, a lot of rain, like it used to be. Not too many years ago, I think it was in let's see, I think it was 2007 or 8. We had 23 inches of rain. All right, and last year we had barely 7.5 inches. This year we've had about 13. Well, no, pardon me. This year we've had about 3.5. But last year uh, we had about I don't know, 12 inches, 12, 13 inches, or something like that. All right, the year before we had 7.75 inches. All right. Okay, so here we are, 300 millibar, low pressure. We've got high pressure all through here, and this is not going to produce anything for us. We got big high thing right here. This is all going to be blocked. That's the bottom line. All right, so we're going to go ahead and post this, and we'll do an update tomorrow. All right, that's it.